Don't you hate it when you're expecting a package, but somehow one of these porch pirates comes along? Let's find out about a few of the worst of them, starting with number 13, the model thief. Kelli Russell, a model and bartender in Dallas, found herself at the center of a scandal when her neighbors identified her as the suspect behind a string of front porch package thefts. The incident unfolded when surveillance videos of the thefts began circulating online, leading to Russell's identification by those living in her apartment complex. Authorities acted swiftly and arrested Russell on Thursday night for various traffic violations. Subsequently, a search warrant was obtained for her apartment, where a staggering number of stolen packages were discovered. Reports indicate that the trunks and back seats of 2 police cruisers were filled with the confiscated items, highlighting the extent of Russell's alleged pilfering. Russell's neighbors had no trouble recognizing her in the surveillance footage, as she was a familiar face in the community. They recalled her frequently discarding numerous packaging boxes, often resorting to the neighboring dumpster when their own building's dumpster was full. Despite her own involvement in package thefts, neighbors ironically kept an eye on Russell's deliveries to ensure they weren't stolen themselves. In an unrelated incident, Russell had previously created a GoFundMe page seeking assistance in purchasing a car. She explained the financial struggle she faced due to medical bills not covered by her insurance. The fundraising effort garnered $330 before the page was closed. Hey, now she can be a model prisoner. Number 12. FedEx wants to compete with Amazon. 4 Louisiana FedEx employees were arrested for stealing more than $13,000 worth of electronic equipment from packages. The men, who were all residents of New Orleans, worked as package handlers at the FedEx shipping center in Kenner. They were arrested on charges of theft valued at over $1,500, and authorities recovered stolen property amounting to $13,428. The investigation started after an anonymous tipster reported the thefts. Following the tip, an internal investigation was conducted, revealing a pattern of phones, watches, and other electronic devices being stolen from packages at the facility. When confronted, all 4 employees admitted to the thefts and handed over the stolen items, including cell phones and smartwatches, which they were carrying. The stolen equipment, valued at more than $13,000, shows the extent of their activities. The 4 individuals were held at the Jefferson Parish Correctional Center, where they awaited further legal proceedings. Horrible delivery service, and they steal? Number 11. Pants down, package gone. In Colorado Springs, a porch pirate attempted to steal an Amazon package. Caught on a security camera, the footage captured the thief arriving and snatching a box from the porch. However, as he escaped, his pants fell all the way down to his ankles, threatening to expose him to the world. As he left, items spilled out of his backpack onto the driveway, further adding to his escapade. The stolen items included clothes, a birthday gift for the homeowner, and a Christmas gift from his parents for his son. Although initially angry, the homeowner couldn't help but feel some sympathy for the thief, realizing that his life was likely not going well. He filed a police report, although he realized that the chances of anything coming from it were slim. In the meantime, he planned to share the video footage with the mail carrier and UPS driver in the area, hoping to raise awareness and prevent further incidents. The guy was probably hoping the package had a belt. Number 10. The Remorseful Thief. Leslie Miller, a resident of Indianapolis, experienced a strange incident when a package she was expecting was stolen from her mailbox. However, the following day she discovered an envelope containing $20 and a note apologizing for the theft. While Miller appreciated the remorse shown by the thief, she remained frustrated about the stolen leggings she had searched for. The money left behind, though a kind gesture, couldn't fully compensate for the fact that someone had robbed her. Miller expressed her hope that sharing her story would lead to the identification of the thief. She believed that wearing the distinctive leggings would draw attention. Why not just bring the leggings back instead? Does the thief and victim share the exact same legging size? Number 9. The bait package. An Amazon delivery driver in Aloha, Oregon, was arrested after delivering a package and stealing it from a Porch. Perez Johnson, 29, was taken into custody when he took the tagged boxes that were fitted with GPS devices. The Washington County Sheriff's Office had also equipped the package with an alarm, which immediately alerted deputies when it was snatched from the Porch. Remarkably, Johnson admitted to taking the bait after delivering a legitimate package to the same address. Upon tracking the GPS signal, deputies discovered the stolen package and 18 other Amazon packages inside Johnson's personal vehicle. The deputies personally returned the confiscated packages to their intended recipients. Johnson was subsequently arrested and booked into the Washington County Jail on charges of second-degree theft. This incident highlights the effectiveness of the theft protection program implemented by the Sheriff's Office, which has seen an increase in the number of bait packages deployed due to its success. It sounds like the effectiveness of these GPS-equipped packages isn't debatable. Number 8. Strolling Around. A package thief in San Francisco devised a clever disguise while stealing a delivery from a doorstep. The incident unfolded in the Bernal Heights neighborhood, where the homeowner noticed his package was missing after it failed to be delivered over the weekend. Upon reviewing the footage, he discovered that the thief had posed as a mother out for a walk with her child in a stroller. However, a closer look revealed an unexpected twist. The supposed baby was actually a dog. The owner's wife expressed disappointment, mentioning that the presence of the stroller had initially dissipated any suspicion. The couple had installed security cameras due to the rising incidents of theft in her neighborhood. The thief, dressed in a white dress, dark jacket, and a floppy pink hat, was seen placing the stolen package underneath the stroller carriage before swiftly making her escape. The package contained souvenirs intended for a relative visiting from Lithuania, making the theft all that more disheartening. Maybe she should get credit for some sort of bring your dog to work day kind of thing. Number 7. Way too soon. An incident unfolded in Upland, California, when a man attempted to steal his neighbor's package by resorting to a sneaky disguise. The incident was captured on a Ring doorbell camera, and the footage shows the man and his dog returning from a walk with his eyes fixated on the unattended package outside the neighbor's front door. Despite noticing the camera recording the encounter, he decides to proceed with the theft. Momentarily, he disappears behind a wall and emerges with his t-shirt pulled over his face as a makeshift mask. With his dog still on a leash, he snatches the package and hastily retreats to his own apartment. The neighbor, upon discovering the theft, reported the incident to the cops and contacted the leasing office, calling for disciplinary action against the perpetrator. The man now faces the possibility of eviction. You have to wonder why he thought that would work. Like, someone is going to be like, that dog looks really familiar, but without seeing the guy's face, we can't know for sure who he is. Number 6. The thank you note. A Minnesota woman named Hillary Von Smith was shocked when she returned home to find her Amazon package missing from her front porch. Instead of the package, she discovered a handwritten note left behind by the thief who had stolen it. The note read, "So just a quick little thank you for leaving me the opportunity of stealing your package. Very nice of you. Thank you, the new owner of your package." Understandably, Von Smith was angered and confused by the audacity of the thief's note. While she appreciated the irony of receiving a well-crafted thank you note for a stolen package, she decided not to report it to the police since Amazon had already agreed to refund her payment for the stolen item, which was a phone charger she had purchased for her boss. After discovering the note, Von Smith chose to share it on a nearby Facebook group, which garnered significant attention and generated numerous responses from worried community members. Among those who engaged in the conversation was a woman affiliated with the police fraud department who informed Von Smith about the possibility of fingerprint testing on the note. Intrigued by the possibility of identifying the thief, Von Smith had the note placed in a protective plastic sheet and handed it over to the police for forensic analysis. Call us crazy, but we suspect that note was a little less than sincere. Number 5. The worst pirate. A shocking incident unfolded in Winter Haven, Florida, when Marilyn DeBauer stole a UPS package containing $70 worth of boots from a residential porch. Richard Lewis, the homeowner, attempted to intervene and stop the theft, but DeBauer, accompanied by her boyfriend Ray Spiker, allegedly accelerated her getaway SUV and struck Lewis, leaving him fighting for his life. The scene was witnessed by Lewis's wife and mother, who watched in horror as he was hit by the car. The witnesses immediately dialed 911, pleading for an ambulance, while expressing disbelief at the reckless act. Lewis suffered serious injuries, including bleeding in his brain and nearly losing one of his legs. DeBoer has an extensive rap sheet with at least 100 prior arrests, but once police arrested the pair, her boyfriend rolled and gave a full confession to the police, agreeing to be a witness against her. DeBoer faced charges of attempted murder, burglary, and petty theft. Well, that escalated quickly, didn't it? She went from stealing a package to running over a guy in front of his family? Number 4. Building materials. An Amazon delivery driver was caught stealing building materials from a house shortly after delivering a package. The shocking footage showed the driver dropping off a small package on the doorstep and then returning less than a minute later to steal 2 levels and a pack of bolts. The victim, an electrician who was carrying out renovations on his home, was stunned when he watched the footage of the brazen daylight robbery. He reported the theft to Amazon, who instructed him to fill out a form. However, the victim insisted that they contact the driver to return the stolen items, and when they refused, he reported the incident to the police. In response to the incident, Amazon apologized to the victim and offered to refund him the cost of the stolen goods, which amounted to £100. Additionally, as a gesture of goodwill, they sent him a hamper. The victim expressed concern about the trustworthiness of the driver, emphasizing that if he was stealing from him, he might be doing the same to others without surveillance. Amazon assured the victim that the delivery associate involved would no longer be delivering on behalf of the company. It doesn't sound like this guy was on the level. Number 3. It's a redelivery. Jason Moan, a UPS driver working as a contractor, was caught on surveillance video stealing a newly delivered iPhone from a Florida home just 2 hours after delivering it. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office identified Moan as the culprit behind the theft. The iPhone, valued at $1,000, was intended to be a Christmas gift for a friend of the recipient, Jovita Acute Parker. The surveillance footage from Acute Parker's home showed Moan delivering the package on time. However, another clip captured Moan still wearing the same clothes, picking up the package and concealing it under his clothing. The video showed him quickly fleeing into the darkness. When Jovita and her sister watched the footage, they were shocked to witness Moan stealing the package. Moan's supervisor discovered the stolen iPhone in his personal belongings at work the following day, and he was promptly fired from UPS. Okay, so maybe UPS has some problems too. Number 2. A Yodel Theft. A Yodel delivery driver has been arrested on suspicion of stealing a package, adding to the list of delivery-related thefts. Yodel is a delivery service company based in Liverpool, England. In this incident, the driver was caught on a doorbell camera, allegedly stealing a pair of designer shoes worth £250. The footage captured the driver approaching the house, carrying the package, but instead of delivering it, he signed for the package himself and then took it back to his white van. The video showed the driver placing the package into the passenger side door of his vehicle. The victim, Ron Rasburn, had been anticipating the delivery of the shoes, but was shocked to see the video footage. The package, intended for his wife, contained the shoes as well as some new clothes for her birthday. Ron reported it to the police, leading to the arrest of the Yodel driver. Obviously, the incident highlights the importance of maintaining trust and integrity within the delivery industry. Yodel has expressed their apologies for the incident and is taking action regarding the individual involved. They are working with the retailer to replace the stolen order and have promised to send a gift as an apology for the inconvenience caused. It was his wife's shoes and clothes? You know, the guy just forgot her birthday and scapegoated the delivery driver. We'll just put that in our little list of excuses too. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to stay tuned for our past release for more people who were caught stealing. Number 1. The father-daughter crime spree. A man in Maryland was caught by police after his 5-year-old daughter was shown stealing a package on video. Gary Martin Smith faced multiple charges, including theft, conspiracy to commit theft, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and 4th-degree burglary. The incident occurred in Bel Air, where Smith allegedly told his younger daughter to snatch the package from a Porch. After the footage was released by the Harford County Sheriff's Office, an anonymous tip identified the girl, leading to a warrant being issued for Smith's arrest. The CCTV footage shows the girl sprinting across the lawn, stopping to talk to someone on the street, and then picking up the package before running back. The incident has sparked outrage in the community, with the Sheriff's Office condemning the use of a child in this manner and urging residents to be vigilant and report suspicious activities. The video, shared on social media, has garnered significant attention and has been viewed over 35,000 times, with many expressing sadness and concern over the actions of the parents involved. Maybe the guy should get some credit for a bring your daughter to work day kind of thing.
Here are a few of the dumbest ways to get caught. Number 10. The training center. 6 criminals picked one of the worst spots to plan a kidnapping, right next to an NYPD training center. A group of 6 men found their 19-year-old victim by offering to buy his car via the Facebook marketplace. They told him to meet at New Utrecht Avenue and 72nd Street in Bensonhurst, New York. When the victim arrived, our group of dumb criminals sprang into action. They blindfolded him and called his cousin, demanding $100,000 in ransom money. The resourceful cousin realized he could track the victim's location and quickly located his phone at Floyd Bennett Field, near the NYPD training facility. Officers were alerted and rushed to the area. They arrested 6 men, and the victim only sustained a minor injury to his stomach. It sounds like those trainees got an early taste of real police work. Number 9. Dirk the Penguin. 2 Welsh tourists were on a working holiday in Queensland, Australia, when they got the crazy idea to break into SeaWorld and steal an unlikely pet, a penguin. But Rhys Owens-Jones and Kerry Mules did more than steal a penguin. They also swam with dolphins and released a fire extinguisher into a shark enclosure, which could have done severe harm to them and the sharks. After getting drunk at a beach party, they broke into the park with a teenage Australian accomplice. They stole a 7-year-old fairy penguin named Dirk from the aquarium and brought him back to their apartment. The duo woke up hungover and tried to take care of Dirk by feeding and showering him. They released him into a canal when they realized they didn't know how to take care of a penguin. Locals saw them release the penguin and called the police. Dirk was rescued and reunited with his partner Peaches at SeaWorld. Jones and Mules wrote letters of apology to SeaWorld and the Australian public for their actions. They insisted they meant no harm. Still, they were fined 1,000 Australian dollars each. Number 8. The Good Side. When Donald Chip Pugh saw his mugshot posted online, he decided he could do better. So, he sent the police a selfie with the caption, quote, "Here is a better photo. That one is terrible." Police wanted Chip for failing to appear in court in Lima, Ohio, for a DUI charge. They also suspected him of some vandalism and arson cases. In a Facebook post made by local police requesting tips on Chip's whereabouts, the police uploaded his old mugshot in addition to his new selfie. If Chip wanted that selfie to make the rounds, he certainly got his wish. Chip was no stranger to trouble. His previous encounters with police involved charges of disorderly conduct, breaking and entering, and violence. Chip wasn't worried about missing his court date. In fact, he thought he could go at his convenience. He told the local radio show, 2 Tons of Fun, that there would only be a 3-day penalty when he decided to turn himself in. The Escambia County Sheriff's Office in Century, Florida, finally caught up with him in January 2016. Number 7. The Return. A routine return at Walmart turned into a counterfeit case and physical altercation when employees discovered a sheet of fake money left inside a broken printer. Jared Carr brought his broken printer to a Walmart in Lake Hallie, Wisconsin, but forgot to bring his receipt. Employees rejected the return because Carr couldn't prove he bought the item at Walmart. He refused to leave until the return was accepted and employed some aggressive negotiation tactics with customer service. When Walmart workers inspected the printer and found pages of counterfeit $100 bills jammed inside, they called the police. Carr refused arrest, and for a good reason. When the police finally got him under control, they found more fake money in his pockets. He was charged with attempted theft by fraud, forgery, and resisting arrest. Number 6. The Indianapolis suburb of Fishers faced an interesting crime spree in the summer of 2021. Someone kept on their lawns, sometimes 3 or 4 times in a single morning. The would drop feces on neighborhood lawns every few days and leave a trail of dirty toilet paper behind. 3 or 4 lawns fell victim to the problem every week. The was also active in the summer of 2020. Citizens narrowed it down to a female jogger who couldn't make it home in time for number 2. Angry neighbors talked about how runners need to plan for having to go during a long-distance run. Others suggested she should at least bring a plastic bag to pick up after herself, as owners do for their dogs. A doorbell camera finally caught her in the act, and police arrested her shortly after. The police didn't share her identity. However, they tried to end the rumors of who it could be by ruling out 2 innocent names the locals spread around the neighborhood. Police also encouraged the to seek professional help. She may face charges in the future. Still, her situation is hardly unique. In 2018, a woman in Connecticut was charged with a misdemeanor for breaching the peace after 3 separate times in a cul-de-sac a few miles from her home. She blamed it on lactose intolerance. 2018 was a busy year for bandits. The jogger of Brisbane, Australia, was arrested after people photographed him going number 2 in public. He was a 64-year-old former corporate boss whose public indecency shocked the Australian people. In 2017, A Colorado Springs family was victimized by a woman called the Mad. For weeks, the offender left her droppings on their property, even though she was caught and asked to stop. Unfortunately, the children were the first to see the Mad in the act. They saw her squatting with her pants around her ankles and quickly ran to their mother. Mom came outside and confronted the assuming pure embarrassment would keep the Mad from returning. She was wrong. The Mad kept coming back and leaving her dirty toilet paper behind. At one point, the Mad defecated on the sidewalk in front of their home at least once a week for 7 weeks. Finally, the mother got a photo of the Mad running away. She posted flyers around the neighborhood addressed to the female jogger that continuously uses our walkway as her toilet, pleading for her to stop. Nothing worked, even after seeing the Mad run past the signs several times. They finally got so fed up that they went to the Colorado Springs Police Department. They said the woman could face indecent exposure and public defecation charges. The weird part is that there are plenty of bathrooms in the neighborhood, including porta potties and a gas station. The Mad had a long list of victims on the block, including the local Walgreens and the backyards of several other families. Once the story made local news, the Mad went into hiding, never to well, at least not on someone's lawn. Number 5. The Teeth. In Murfield, United Kingdom, a serial burglar left behind a key identifier after stealing some popsicles and a crate of beer. A few days after the victim, Stephen Pickles, discovered someone had broken into his home. He found the offender's dentures next to the freezer. Pickles alerted the police, who traced the fake teeth to a man named Justin Stansfield. Stansfield already had a lengthy criminal record of arrests and burglaries. He was a drug user and an alcoholic, always hunting for beer or things he could sell to pay for his habit. One previous burglary included disturbing a sleeping homeowner, who then beat him with a walking stick. Since Stanfield was so drunk when he broke into Pickles' home, he didn't remember leaving his teeth behind or the rest of what happened that night. He could remember drinking a beer at the scene and removing his dentures to enjoy a popsicle. For his idiotic crime, Stansfield got 16 months in jail. Number 4. The Facebook account. A rookie criminal threw himself under the bus when he forgot to log off his Facebook account after breaking into the home of James Wood. Nicholas Wigg broke into the house in St. Paul, Minnesota, and took his sweet time enjoying the family's belongings. He used the computer to check his Facebook and then forgot to sign out, which gave away his identity and any chance of getting away with the crime. The thief ran away with Wood's credit cards, cash, and watch, but left his jeans, Nike sneakers, and belt behind. It had been raining outside, so detectives assumed Wigg took his wet clothes off to enjoy some computer time in the victim's house. Wood came home and realized someone had robbed him and that the suspect had left his Facebook open on his computer. He made his own Facebook post saying that Wigg burglarized his home and listed his phone number to send any tips on the suspect. Then, Wigg reached out to Wood, asking to meet. He thought that if he returned Wood's belongings, he would get his clothes back, and this whole thing would go away. He was wrong. When Wood saw Wigg approaching, he immediately called the police. The cops arrested Wigg for breaking into Woods' home. He faced up to 10 years in prison and $20,000 in fines. While news of his actual sentencing faded into obscurity, Wigg will go down in history as the dumb burglar who needed to check his Facebook. Is his story more about the clumsy actions of a petty thief, or the grip social media truly has on some people? Number 3. The video game. Clint Butler was on the run after escaping British jail in November 2020. He had already served 14 years of a 17-year sentence for robbery and weapons possession. The fugitive was wanted for months before being caught by police in Birmingham. Butler decided to venture into town that day because he was bored during the COVID lockdown. All he wanted was the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War video game. Butler and a friend noticed police in the distance. They turned around rather suspiciously, causing police to chase after them. When the police caught up with them, Butler gave a fake name and said they were in town to buy Call of Duty. He also admitted to carrying marijuana. Police were about to run his phony name through the database when Butler went into a violent craze and attacked the cops. Police restrained him, put him in handcuffs, and called for backup from nearby officers. Butler is now back in jail with an extra 2 years added to his sentence for breaking out of jail and assaulting police officers. At least he has a few years of new Call of Duty games to look forward to when he's out. Number 2. The Tip Jar. Gabrielle Canales and her friends riding in the back of an Uber thought they could get away with stealing from her driver's tip jar. Little did they know that they were being recorded. the whole time. A dashboard camera caught Canales reaching into the hard-working driver's tip jar while making eye contact with the camera. The video went viral, and she faced several threats for her behavior. Gabrielle apologized publicly and returned the $5 she stole, but nobody forgave her. She received tons of internet backlash, and she had to make several public apologies until the story faded from the headlines. Was stealing $5 from an Uber driver worth landing on the wrong side of internet fame? We imagine Canales wished she never reached her greedy hand in the tip jar. Number 1. The Pier. Where there's a pooper, there's a pier. Police in St. Petersburg, Florida, caught a man peeing on the bumper of a marked police car. They apparently had him in handcuffs before he even finished the job. David Marcel Lewis Johnson was caught in the act on February 8, 2020, at about 1 a.m. Johnson, a Detroit native, didn't cooperate with police questioning and pleaded not guilty to disorderly conduct for urinating in public. After a family member paid his $250 bond for the misdemeanor charge, the police let him go. The moral of the story: if you're going to pee on a car, don't pee on a cop car, especially not with actual cops inside.
Click to watch one of these next videos. Let us know in the comments section where you spend the most money shopping online.